The U.S. Army's future main battle tank is here, the 2026 M1E3 Abrams. Packed with hybrid power, advanced protection, and futuristic automation, this is more than a tank, it's the next evolution of armored warfare. Stay tuned to discover why it changes everything. The future of American armored warfare is taking shape, and it carries a name already etched into history, the Abrams. But this time, the story isn't about the tank we know. It's about its transformation. Meet the 2026 M1E3 Abrams, the next-generation main battle tank of the United States Army. A machine built not just to dominate the battlefield, but to redefine it. Over the next 16 minutes, we'll break down exactly what makes the M1E3 different, its design philosophy, hybrid powertrain, automation, protection systems, and the uncertain yet exciting features still under development. Stay tuned, because the Abrams legacy is about to evolve in ways never seen before. Let's begin with the timeline. The first prototypes of the M1E3 are expected in 2026, entering Army formations for testing. It is not yet the production vehicle that will roll out in mass numbers, but rather the first real glimpse of the Army's shift away from the older M1A2 SEPV4 path. The M1E3 is essentially a complete redesign of the Abrams, taking decades of combat lessons and new battlefield realities into account. Now, what is the philosophy behind this tank? For years, the Abrams has been the heaviest armored beast on the battlefield. It could withstand punishing hits, but at the cost of weight, fuel consumption, and mobility. Modern threats, like drone swarms, loitering munitions, and advanced anti-tank missiles, demand something new. The M1E3 is designed to be lighter, more modular, easier to upgrade, and better protected not only by armor, but also by advanced electronics and active systems. In short, it's about smarter strength, not just heavier steel. Let's move to the heart of the machine, its power and propulsion. Unlike traditional Abrams models that relied solely on gas turbines, the M1E3 is expected to feature a hybrid electric drive system. This shift is monumental. The hybrid setup will reduce fuel consumption, allowing longer operational range, and it will cut down on the tank's thermal and electromagnetic signatures. That means the tank will be harder to spot with infrared sensors and harder to detect with electronic surveillance. On top of that, hybrid systems allow quieter operation modes, which could give the Abrams a stealth advantage in certain tactical situations. For the Army, this also means less logistical strain on fuel convoys, a critical factor in extended operations. Another big area of change lies with the crew and automation. The Abrams has traditionally required 4 crew members: commander, gunner, loader, and driver. But the M1E3 could reduce this number. There are serious discussions about integrating an auto-loader, which would eliminate the need for a human loader. Beyond that, engineers are even exploring an unmanned turret, which would allow crew members to stay deeper within the armored hull rather than being exposed in the turret. This increases crew survivability while also reducing manpower requirements. The Army hasn't finalized this, but the trend toward greater automation is clear. Of course, no tank is complete without protection, and this is where the M1E3 is set to shine. Its armor will be modular, meaning damaged or outdated sections can be replaced more easily with upgraded panels. But beyond passive armor, the tank will feature integrated active protection systems, APS, built directly into its design rather than added as external kits. These systems will detect and intercept incoming missiles, RPGs, and even loitering drones before they strike. In modern warfare, where a $1,000 drone can threaten a $10 million tank, this kind of defense is no longer optional, it's essential. The M1E3 is also designed with survivability against new generation threats in mind. Expect advanced counter-drone measures, electronic warfare tools, and improved situational awareness systems. In simple terms, the Abrams is no longer just a heavy shield and a big gun, it's a smart, networked node in the Army's future battlefield. One of the most forward-looking aspects of this tank is its emphasis on Modular Open Systems Architecture, or MOSA. In the past, upgrading a tank required massive overhauls or entirely new variants. With MOSA, the M1E3 will allow the Army to plug and play new sensors, weapons, or electronic systems as technology evolves. This means the Abrams of 2040 could be vastly different from the one in 2026, yet still be the same core vehicle, constantly updated without needing complete redesigns. Now, let's talk about signature reduction. Heavy tanks like the Abrams have always been vulnerable to thermal imaging and electronic detection. The M1E3 is expected to change that. Hybrid electric propulsion means cooler running systems and the ability to operate in silent watch mode with minimal heat output. Electronic emissions will also be reduced, making the tank less of a glowing target for enemy surveillance. Even acoustic noise, yes, the sound of the tank itself, will be quieter, offering tactical advantages in ambush or defensive operations. Another major focus is weight. The Abrams today is one of the heaviest tanks in the world, often weighing over 70 tons. This makes it incredibly tough, but also difficult to transport, deploy across bridges, and maneuver in certain environments. The M1E3 aims to shed significant weight while maintaining or even improving survivability. If achieved, this will make the tank more mobile, more deployable, and easier to support logistically. But while much is known, there are still many uncertainties. For example, the exact main armament of the M1E3 is still under wraps. Will it carry the same 120mm gun, possibly upgraded with new ammunition types, or will it adopt a next-generation gun caliber? The answer could reshape its battlefield role. Similarly, the final crew layout is not confirmed. Will it truly run with 3 crew members thanks to automation, or will traditional layouts remain for redundancy and control? And finally, while weight reduction is a goal, the exact figures remain speculative. To understand why this all matters, let's step back for a moment. The Abrams has been America's armored backbone since the early 1980s. It has fought in multiple wars, survived countless upgrades, and become a global symbol of U.S. military power. But every legend must adapt or risk obsolescence. The M1E3 is that adaptation, a recognition that battlefields are changing. Drones, cyber warfare, advanced missiles, and new logistics challenges mean tanks can't just be rolling fortresses anymore. They must be smarter, lighter, and better connected. So what does the 2026 M1E3 Abrams represent? It's the Army betting that tanks are not dead, but evolving. It's proof that heavy armor still matters in the age of precision weapons and drones, but only if it's redesigned for the realities of tomorrow. The Abrams name lives on, but with a new identity, one that blends brute force with cutting-edge technology. As the prototypes roll out in 2026, soldiers and engineers alike will test its limits. Some features will succeed. Others may be refined or even replaced. But one thing is certain, the M1E3 will define the future path of U.S. armored forces. So, as we close this deep dive into the 2026 M1E3 Abrams, remember this isn't just another tank. It's a signal. A signal that the battlefield is evolving, and America's armor is evolving with it. The M1E3 stands not just as a weapon, but as a bridge between the Abrams of the past and the armored warfare of the future.